Hey everybody, me and George here. We decided to do a review from a KGS game. So I just went into the active games list, went to the 1Q1 down area, and removed everyone's name so we don't embarrass anybody. And we're going to take a look. Now, I think we're going to start, since we have the opportunity. You might, if you've seen another video with the exercises, I'm going to just go up to move 70 for fun. And we're going to take a look at what should be done. Okay. And this is an exercise to do. This is different from the review. I thought, well, we don't get this opportunity much, so we're just looking. So the exercise is go into the active games list, pull out a game, go to move anywhere, 80, 100, whatever, and then make sense of the situation. Okay. So on this board, white's A group, 0 Ys. Okay, that's a danger. Next, we can cut it B, which separates that black group. Maybe we can kill that first. Okay, so that's on our mind. Next, we have the C group, which is not alive. So that's another way for us to survive. So that might be the two ways we're going to survive here. Um, so white would go through that and which one works. The C group has an eye or is about to get one while we can't. So I assume black's going to make an eye. And if I'm white, I may just want to go and try to kill with A because we might be able to kill that group first. There's some hard questions here. Um, One thing that comes to mind is this move uh, because we're going to get some co's or some end game or something like maybe boom, start here. Yeah, it's this. It would take too long to go through and work all the details, but that's the process. Have to save the A group, and there's two ways of doing it. Figure out which way's best. And while we're here, what else is going on? We never responded to, to D. That's a pretty important move because when we come up, now the 3-3 is wide open in black's corner. That's pretty important. And he's behind enemy lines. So when we come in 3-3, it's actually dangerous for him. And then secondly, we can at that point start surrounding the bottom area. That's a pretty big multi-purpose idea. And let's just for fun say that black plays something like this. Now when we come out, there's a whole center thing going on. So really, there's a lot of potential here for white. Okay, that was me rambling. Back to our review. George, you want to step in? I did a lot of crazy stuff there. Anything you want to say?
No, not so far. No.
Okay, let's take a look. One do one, 1Q1 done. Regular stuff. Regular stuff. Okay, this is a bit old style, but certainly understandable. And we ask what's white's job? Settle the A group. Let's for a moment look at not settling. A lot of people don't, they never quite look at this. They see people ignoring, right? So what's going to happen? Well, let's assume the kick and the attack. Um, well, is white worse off than black? No, white's played away twice, once, twice, and black's just as weak as white is. So since these two white stones are inside white's area, I mean, it's all white on the left, white has every right to play away here. While if that's a black stone, not the same. at all. Way different, and hopefully you can see that. Okay, so playing away from A is fine. Playing his move, let's ask a few questions. Did we settle A? Well, we certainly helped. It's not like A all of a sudden has two eyes, but certainly healthy for the moment. Okay, so that was a success. Did we take area 1? No. Did we take area 2? No. What did we do? AI says, you actually didn't exactly do anything other than help your group from a distance. So it's kind of old school and not used so much. Let's look at the other way. Let's just go real simple here. What's the simple way? Let's go this simple way. Okay, so white's alive. Let's actually put it here just for fun. White's alive, very settled, points, and black's not real thrilled about coming in. So this is a more practical way and more modern, but for humans, this is at least 98%. But I had to say, talk about it. Oh, very modern. Scares a lot of people. I mean, white's getting this wall in an area where white likes the wall. Okay, we haven't seen white's next move yet, but let's go through it. Don't make this wall because you're not going to get to use it. Now, if you already had that in, sure. Okay. One of the problems with this area is, see the two stones on the left? They don't have many liberties. That makes this peep valuable. Now let's look at a little different wall here. Same situation, right? But now you can ignore. I mean, it's just very different, right? Oh, we'll attack this way. Whereas this is just not a problem because on the left, you're stronger. So this, doable, although without the extension, one wonders why. Okay, so the only reason to play this is if you want the corner. Now, I just can't help myself. I'm in a talking mood. Pros prefer black. Here. Now, white has invested an extra move and has an extra move worth of value, so one would consider it equal. The problem is this Aji. Two things. If black comes up, then this is Sente to kill the corner. And if white responds, sorry, then this is Sente to get that in, which kills the corner. And there's all this Aji, right? And if black doesn't want that, let's say the game continues, I'm just going to put a stone here and here. Well, all of a sudden, you have a free move in white's area. We're going to come back and kill the corner. Okay, a free move. So it's hard to take that left side. So because of all the Aji and black gets Sente, pros really prefer black in that Joseki. So the preferred, white just takes Sente.
Lance,
and on this board, it works perfect with K4. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, while we're in this position, could you talk about the differences between black playing at F18 and black playing at E17?
Yeah. So first, this idea about A. The black A wall, sorry, white A wall, needs no help, no defense. It's perfectly capable. You can go do whatever you want. But on this particular board, we put this B stone down that wasn't particularly practical. Well, if we add this, holy cow, everything, all the white stones become perfectly placed, at least very, very close to that. So this opening for white has worked out well. Okay, on to George's. This is the preferred Joseki for strong players, black playing here. This one, the basic way to think about it is you still get your sente. Just walk away, you have sente. But you can also continue on the Joseki. This isn't so good for black because boom, ba-bum, 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 and then black is so small and white ripped off the corner. Not that he even wants to play there. Remember, it's a ko, right? So it's like, it's just that, yeah, black doesn't like that. So black's going this way, which leads us to this Joseki. Now, we haven't talked about this Joseki a lot, but let's look at the two most basic situations. Black says, I want my corner. Sorry. And white, let's just put it this way, just so we see there's no cuts. We don't want there to be. White got the top, the center, the left. Black got what? Little tiny corner. It's like, really? That looks so thick for white. So that's a rarity. That's like black already knows, oh, white, I'm going to give white a wall, and it doesn't matter in this case. Okay, there's times that's true. But the most common, okay, we better take this stone. Sorry, sorry. Capture the stone. Get your sente cut in. Now we have to live in the corner. And now there's a whole question. If we have the ladder, take it in a ladder. We generally don't. So we play here. And there's a lot. Most of the game now is going to be, well, what happens with the A stone? It's not important at the moment. White's three B stones are not important at the moment. It's kind of in limbo, and black really is not settled yet. So this kind of ends the Joseki. And since black A's alive, white B's alive, the whole CD, it's not so important right now. So it's a bit funny of a Joseki, but there you go. Okay, let's see what they did. Oh, first mistake. Honest to goodness mistake. White's building a wall in Gote on purpose. Let's just have black get a strong position and then boom. What's white going to do with that wall? Oh, here, it's too narrow. And black just settles. What's the problem? Oh, I'll push you into it. I have so much room here. You just don't get anything for the wall. Or I say don't get anything. You don't get near 100%. Yikes. Okay. This white stone. First, we can just cut it off. Pretty big. If white says, ooh, let's do it. What's white going to do here? Haunting again? Then white didn't get anything. It's hard to fix this. So the cut's meaningful. Okay. Even if black doesn't. Now the cut, well, now it's slow. That's interesting. Could we see that? Could we see the A-B exchange as we made black play on the second line, therefore our A stone has already been used well enough? Yeah. So in this case, it seems fine. But black should push at least. All makes sense, George. I'm just rambling.
Yeah. So don't defend forcing moves, right? That's a proverb, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, this doesn't make sense. Everything here says this is a moyo. If you want Okay, so the Moyo says I'm either going to get a lot in area one, or a lot in area two, or a lot in area three, and probably I'll take area four along with two or three. I mean, it's like I'm going to get a lot now. This move says, oh, I'm going to get some territory on both places. I don't, it's hard to say what this says. Let's say you wanted a territorial move. Play here. Excellent on territory, excellent on the bottom. And remember, our three stone wall upper left doesn't need any help. So if black does play there, let's have black play there, just ignore. Go to the next area, wherever you want to play. Yeah, this C6 has really come into modern Go. It's like so strong, really acknowledges that white is playing in the big left area. Oh, but it's so close to the corner. No, totally affects. Now, we've done this before. I think it's worthwhile, so I'm going to do it again. If we look at this Blackstone and we look at the top half of it, this is a nice position. We're affecting the white group, totally defending black. So the top half of that stone has wonderful future possibilities. The bottom half of the stone, wonderful future possibilities. So this black stone is perfectly placed. Okay. Now, the top half, no change, very nice. The bottom half, meaningless. Not meaningless, but it's really lost a lot of value. The point is that this white move really affects the left. Okay, sure. I don't see why not. Let's play this real simple here. See how easy it is to flatten that area? White's building a wall, say, oh, that left side. Left side's nothing, gone. That's why we don't do a Moyo idea without it being on this line. Now where's black play? Here? I don't think so. Here we might have to, but white's not sad. That's a lot of points. So this is just a wrong direction here. Boom, 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 boom. And if you add a stone, let's check out the points here. We're saying there's white stones here. So white's only getting 2, 4, 6, 8, about 10 points on the left. When we add the stone here, now there's white stones here, right? So we've increased it by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points. 10 points in Gote in that area. Not meaningful, especially when you look at, I hate being on the wrong button. Still on the wrong button. Look how small it is. It's an incredibly small area. So it's just not great.
So I was going to say that after white having played that bad move at c10, is that as black we should make sure that that white move doesn't become a good move. But you're saying that even if white follows up, it's still not, doesn't really amount to much anyway. So perhaps there's no real need.
Right. So white should be playing this way.
Yeah.
So how do we punish that? Well, we don't punish it by giving him, now black has a weak group and the white's original stone's perfect. And I don't like doing it this way because, again, we're weak. Oh, and now his C10's the perfect move for closing his skirt. So this is pretty much the only punishment. But white should be going this way. Let's look at the same idea. Now, I don't think A's well placed, Now what makes us think that? Okay, I'm going to take A off. Let's notice that the A group is perfectly self-sufficient. Then why would you play A? For the points there. That's how many points are there? Right? There's no points there. Just 10. So it's just so it's everywhere we go. Eight's being punished. A is being punished. Okay. That goes the wrong way. Boom.
So Lance, for example,
Yeah.
as if you were black here, so just before black played f2, is there a reason that you would decide to play e3 or f2? Like, would you have a reason for playing one over the other?
Um, there's a few questions there. Would I have a reason? Yes, I prefer A. Why? I just prefer it. It pleases me emotionally. Now, that's not a good go answer, but that's actually an answer that most of us decide by most of the time. You can't go around making correct A B decisions in 150 moves in a game of Go. You're going to be there for a year because it takes so long to figure these things out. So I play A 95% of the time because I like it. And when you do the same move over and over and over, you start learning, and all of a sudden it's like, that's a bad move. I'm not going to play that anymore. Now I know why, and I know how to punish him when he does it. Great. I'm going to keep playing A till I learn that. B, it's not Sente. It's not nothing. What's that about? I hate that. So I like A. If we're going to figure out why, then the only negative, if white plays away, this is a dynamic continuation. Black gets great points, great health, great next move is great. And that's one reason I like it so much. Well, the only reason this wouldn't be good is if this Joseki is just terrible in this case. So let's take a look and see if it is. Ladder doesn't work, so white needs to do something else. It's usually here. We're going to fix our shape. Did black make a good decision or a bad decision? Well, immediately white needs to do something. I mean, we can do something like this. We can do anything we want over here now. But what? Here? Well, we can still play this, threaten to connect under. Um, so it's looking good already. And I believe there's still invasions over here. So yeah, I like it. Sometimes it is a bad result for black. And I don't feel exactly qualified to judge this case, but that's how I go about deciding. That was a terrible answer, but it was mine. Okay, so this can't be bad, but we're all good. Okay, so everyone's clearly looking at the left. Done. Or better yet, Chris's move. Like just ask. Whatever white says, you'll get the other side or whatever. It's going to be easy. So it's, yeah, Moyos and third line don't mix.
I guess before you would play such a move, though, you would probably respond once in the bottom. One of the pushes.
Great question. Now, I've been rambling so much this morning. Oh, God. Um, so we face these questions constantly in Go. And I remember wishing I knew the answers. God, I was like, 3Q. Oh, I wish I knew. What am I supposed to do? And that question holds us back tremendously. because the question assumes go is solved and my job is to know what I'm supposed to do rather than what do you want to do? Okay. Should I respond? Well, let's find out. And that's where the method I use, if I do nothing, is that bad? I'm alive. What was the problem? I already have a move away. So I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem. Yeah. So I would play away because any little readout shows there's no problem there.
Before you've talked about this principle of small points in Sente. That's how you should play Go. So my
Yeah.
only concern is that if you play elsewhere, that even if white doesn't gain much, he's still gaining something in Sente.
Some truth there. This move, Sente and the bottom's big. True. Excellent point. George, my man. Excellent point. Wow. I feel like someone just slapped me in the face. No, I
That
don't feel
wasn't my intention.
okay. Um, when I see the bottom area for white, it just seems disjointed and weird. It's like, is it cash? No. Is it easy to take cash? No. Partly because of the cut there. There's a cut there, and there's all these things. The bottom doesn't thrill me. It doesn't seem to be big area. If I felt differently, oh, I'm playing here in a moment because the bottom was big. And next I break out into that big area. Well, at this moment, I think the left is what's big. So if we look at it this way, ooh, white got the bottom. Oh, white, so really? I mean, whatever you want to do next, right? I got the big area. So that's probably what it is. Which area is biggest? Yeah. Here and here. Okay. Yeah. Tough little situation. What the heck do you do?
The first thing that comes to mind, it might be a terrible move, but is F10.
Yeah.
That's good.
First move that comes to my mind is White just said, I'm claiming these two areas. Well, doesn't that make this absolute Sente? At which point we can say black just got 15, 20 points for free. And then that's probably how I'd go about it. I'd think him through, am I really doing a Sente move? Is there something bigger? Is there something urgent I'm not looking at? You know, is this bigger than it looks? Um, but that's the first thought because that's a claim right there, right? If white doesn't get those points, it's just fruitless what white's doing. So
Is another way to look at it to reduce from above, because black has some Moyo potential on the right hand side, right? So if we did get some moves, and hand that Moyo to white and gain some stones on the outside.
yeah. Um, so a few things. Here's the existing line that's being talked about. White White's position does not say, "Ooh, I'm getting area 3." It's 1 and 2. Okay. So if one way to look at area 1 and 2 is to say, I'm going to reduce from above. Let's put it a little further. And if white says, oh no, I'm keeping that, now we're seeing the right side expand for black. So I believe that's what you're talking about. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, but this is such cash, you know. I mean, heck, we could spend a moment counting it. I mean, it's big. I'm thinking it's 20 points in Cente. 20, and you still have this. So, man, that's just to me so big.
Mm.
Now we haven't gone through the whole process to say what does Shygost think is the best move. I don't think that's useful anyway because I never know what's the best move. Just good ways of thinking about it. Did we get through your
Yeah,
question?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Black plays here. Terrible move. Why is it a terrible move? A says that top area is uninteresting, low, settled. I know we all know this, but black plays here says, I don't want to play on the left anymore. I'm sorry, the top. I'm done. Here, ooh, I want to play on the top again. As a matter of fact, I want to play this way. Good grief. Look at all I'm getting. This is a I'm not finished. I am finished. Oh, I'm so lucky. Now I get to play here. What? What? It doesn't mean anything. But again, you bring that back to the top, it's like perfect. Perfect little shape. Okay. So when he comes back on top like that, it's come on. There we go. It's just playing in a bad area, asking white to grow the big area. Really bad thinking. Now, it's one thing to stand here and go, oh, they're a bunch of idiots. But, their clock is running. They can't check their thoughts every single time. So playing goes harder than thinking about go. Okay. This one always bothers me. I'm going to be playing A or B. Well, which one? Oh, man, I don't know which one. They both have value. Now, I'm always going to play B every single time. I'm not in the least bit sure this is correct. Okay, let's talk about why. My ace C stone, low and settled. Why would I extend from my low settled stone? I don't need a stone there. I don't want a stone there. I do want one here because it supports my open corner. And when he does this, I'll just, settle here anyway. So to me, that's perfect. But I've seen strong players have different ideas, and I haven't researched them. And since we're here, remember this move? Trying to get out. There's a cut there. White says, if I cut, I die, so I'm going to try to live. Well, now White's got liberties. So if White cuts, Black could die. So Black saves the cut, and White says, I lived in your area. So this cut is how life and death happens. That's why we play here. First, you're breaking out into the center and hurting groups, but now there's no cut. Okay. Play away. Man, you just need to play here. Opens up that corner. This is, White thinks the top is big. It's not.
And white playing away from the group at R11 is okay, right?
Okay. Let's put this here and try to answer the question. This A group, it is serving a wonderful purpose. And that purpose is, I'm going to rip off your corner big time. So the A group is very useful here. White plays here. Is this a weak group? If this is a weak white group, White shouldn't be playing here. White should be getting out. So is it a weak group? Well, it has two options. It's out or it's out. Doesn't have a base because black can just play in there and it's alive, right? That stone's alive, period. Okay. So it doesn't have a base, but it's out or it's out. So it's going to survive, but it can't do anything. It can't attack, it can't invade, it can't, it's just, so if you want to do work in this area, you better come out first because this is going to start a fight and you won't be prepared. Okay. If there isn't work to do, then don't. Oh, I'm out. What are you going to do? I'm going to cut you. Oh, I cut you. Fine. So you cut me. And I got completely out. So, in that regard, no. But that's why you need to stand here, secure your position, and make the A group meaningful. He's got to play here. Now I'm going to respond because now he's hovering over me, right? Yeah, I'm now in trouble. Okay.
So in that position there, white still had the options that he had earlier, right? Because after the p6 move for black, white still has his two options jumping out into the center.
Pretty big difference. If we get on our straight edge, which we can't do on a go board, come on. You can draw a line here.
Yeah,
And
sure.
that is consistently a show that, oh, you're going to be in trouble. And it's funny how accurate it is. You literally take out your straight edge and you go, the line doesn't drop, then you're fine. I would say 85, 90% of the time, that's true. And here, you're behind. I would defend every single time without question. Okay.
Another thing is that can we consider um, white having a third option because of having two half options at S7 and S12?
That's a great question. You have some good questions today. Okay. Oh, that's a great question. Okay. Options. Running. Another possible option. Living in one move. If you can have absolute life in one move, that's a pretty good option for health. Option three, a third possible option. We can hassle the A stone. That's a pretty good option for our health. So running, living, or bothering him. Those are the three possible options available for health. Good so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, viable option. Not a viable option. Tiny little steps don't count. That's what this is. Tiny little step. Now, let's make it a good step. Move everything down one. Let's re-ask the question. Is that a viable step? Okay, just a second, just a second. No. Talk about a dead end. You're banging your head against a wall. That doesn't count as an option. Okay. What about now? No, not exactly banging your head, but there's no next move. It's absolute, there's nothing left. So that's the half option.
That's half option. Yeah, yeah.
A real step, but a dead end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure.
Half option. If you got two of those,
Mm.
That counts as a
Yeah.
real option. Okay. Third one, is that? Well, let's find out. Is the next move meaningful? Oh, yeah, I'm going to honey, I'm going to break in, I'm going to kill something. Very meaningful. Therefore, this is good. Let's put the black stone here and ask the question. Oh, sorry, back up. Is that viable? Come on. Uh, I'm going to go with a no. Oh, but the next move does something. Yeah, I feel really limited here. I would not trust this as a great next move. So to me, it's on the edge and it might be according to my mood, but I don't like it.
So that would be a half by your standard, as
Yeah,
yeah, the S13.
yeah, this is one of the halves.
Yeah, sure.
And you might say three quarters. I've never gone with three quarters of an option, but yeah. Oh, that's an important question. Okay, okay. Boom. Let's consider a bit what's on White's mind here. It looks like he's saying, I want to get into area one, right?
Mm.
Well, what about area two? Corners are notoriously larger. Well, then shouldn't he be contacting in the corner? I think so. I mean, what's going to happen here? Let's assume this move for a moment. Connect. Oh, we're going to find a Cohen here for life. So I think corner's bigger than side.
Yeah. Could we also
Yeah,
say that White has to be a bit careful doing this because if he ends up with a weak group near his Moyo, then the Moyo is going to disappear.
yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
if he goes into the corner, that won't be a problem. But playing where he played, it's
good,
yeah.
good. Oh, George, did you take your eat your spinach today or something? Okay, A is going to be weak group. Weak groups and a Moyo would be you just always chase them into the Moyo and the Moyo leaves. My first game against a pro, Haruo Kuruo Iwamoto, wonderful man. Um, he had a Moyo that I stayed away from like it was poison. And then 100 moves later, I just chased a weak group right into it. He was so pleased with my
No,
play.
great.
He had a big smile on his face in a review, and he didn't speak English. He pointed, oh, he was so pleased. Chased it right in. I knew if I tried to reduce his Moyo, game's over. I would
Mm,
lose without question.
mm.
Okay, just a bad idea here. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, awkward. Is it worth talking about this? Let's see, we're at 40 minutes. Let's do the invasion thing. Okay. We come up with these little rules and principles and proverbs to help us through infinitely, virtual, infinitely complex situations. Okay. So we're going to talk about principles here and rules to help us, which means they're immediately not right because there's always exceptions. If we start with the premise, we want to invade the top. We don't want to reduce it. We want to, oh, God, look at the invasion reduction here, just quick. Come on. I'm forcing you to take you better take it. You better take it. You better take it. Game over. White wins by however much. Reduction, 90% of the time, is bigger than invasion. One of my big weaknesses. I love invading. Okay. But assuming we're going to invade, we're going to look at the two item list for invasions. Item one, can you play a gote move and you are now healthy? If so, play it. It worked. You're healthy. We're all done. We're healthy. Well, this stone only has one option for health. Run to the center. Not healthy. Okay. Then we go to item two. Play a free move. This is free because, of course, black's going to respond. And you don't care about the stone. You care about information. Okay. Now, do you have three options for health? Well, maybe two. Maybe there's two different ways of running to the center. Maybe. But no, you don't have three. Great. Then play another free move. Back to item one. Now can you find a gote move and you're fine? Oh, it's starting to feel a little bit close, right? That's looking pretty powerful. And if black says no, I mean it's looking possible. So if you look at this and you go, I'm healthy, great, go ahead and play it right now. Let's say you go, I'm not, then play another free move. If you're not healthy, play another free move. Um, you got to be healthy, right? There's no way he's got to, and you're out. It worked. Well, that two item list can really get you sorted out in invasions. But again, reductions are bigger. Okay, well, that's 45 minutes. Good long video. Hopefully, we saw some stuff. Also, to me, I think it's valuable to notice this is one Q and one Don making fundamental mistakes. I find that fascinating. I I struggle to maintain focus and play reasonable moves. That is not easy for me. Okay, anything you want to add, George, before we
Um,
call it?
I am quite curious about this situation from Black's perspective. So maybe we could have a quick look at this. Because this idea of like splitting white and kind of naturally coming into the moil really appeals to me.
I
But
see.
it might be nice perhaps to look at this briefly,
Sure.
if you don't mind.
Now, we're talking about this specific
Yeah,
board position, right?
yeah.
Okay. Now, as we all know, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to look around. Am I done with my A situation? Oh, I feel pretty strong in the corner. I'm not ready to say that white cannot live in my corner, but I'm feeling strong there. Okay. My B group and my B stone, both are just fine. Okay, so I'm not here to defend. How do I feel about attacking his A group? Um, it doesn't seem to be an easy thing to do to me. He can get an eye on top if he doesn't have it already. Uh, for me to say, oh, you can't get out. Really? That's a pretty wide road. One, two, three, four, 5 lines wide, and I'm going to stop it in one move? I don't think so.
Mm,
Then I want to, anything I can do, which as a secondary purpose bothers the A group, that's wonderful. So what's my primary? So check it out. White has two big areas. Let's compare. Oh, I'm coming into this area. And let's compare that to I'm coming in this area. Look at the A group on top. It just got hurt. Catch that?
yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
So that's how I would figure this out. The left is so big. Well, which one should I come in? Ah, he has a weak A group. This is the thing. Find your main purpose of your move. If you do that, you're going to get to one Q so fast. Just what's the main purpose? And here's an example of, well, there's two things I can do. Do one because of purpose two. Oh, it starts adding up. You wouldn't believe it. So I like this move. It seems not too deep. That white stone is clearly hurt. He's going to fight me here? Let's look at the fight. Really? I'm thinking I may just want to give this to you because without lifting a finger, I've killed the entire top area, right? That's a big top area. He can't live in there. So that's probably what I would do is give that to him if he wanted to do the fight. I guess the alternative is here and say, I'd rather not fight. And if White wants to do this, I'll just, let's just look at it while we're here. Black's doing just fine
Yeah,
here. On top of which, that's not even an eye yet. Yeah, they both seem fine.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure one's better, but once
great,
you get in a good position. Okay, George, thanks a
cool.
lot. You've had
Thanks,
some
Lance.
fantastic
Good,
questions
glad
today.
to hear.
Thanks, everybody, for
Thanks,
watching.
everyone. Bye bye.
Catch y'all later. Bye.